We made it.
We did it. We did it. What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm Stacey Michelle. Welcome to Stacey Michelle's Corner, and I am hanging out with my lovely friend Zay. Zay, baby. Zay from the LA. Zay from LA. What's going on, Zay?
Hey, Stacey.
Hi, how are you?
We finally made it. We're finally hanging out.
Girl.
Yeah. We were supposed to go to Playlist, and then I got canceled.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to touch base for a minute, but finally here.
Finally get to meet you. It's been like a year, almost 2 years now, right?
I know.
Yeah. So just so y'all know, I met Zay on this app called Tagged.
Yes.
If some of y'all are familiar, it was originally a dating app. And then it turned into, during COVID, like a live streaming where people can just go on their phone, open up the profile and hit live and just talk, have an audience, have a good time. And so that's how I met Zay. Really, really good people. And I mean, every time I would go in her live, the conversations would be really, really good. So it's great to have you here. It really, really is. And so, because I know tonight's conversation is going to be juicy.
Yes, girl. You know,
we will try to behave. And just so y'all know, the opinions that come from the guests that are in the guest director's chair are their own and not mine. So just to let y'all know, yeah. So Zay, how you doing? You're here in Atlanta. How's it going?
Yes, this is my first time in Atlanta.
Okay.
And I am having a blast. Okay. I was out here for like business.
Right.
But I definitely had to tap in and get some fun in.
Okay.
So I'm so glad. I'm having a great time.
And so what have you done in Atlanta so far?
Yeah, so I went to this conference. I presented a poster on my dissertation research.
Okay.
So that was really fun. What have I done? I got some good food.
Okay.
Met some good people, had some good drinks. And then I also just did this VR virtual sandbox VR.
Yeah.
We got this tea here because I screamed the entire time. We did like a Death Valley zombie attack, and I naturally have anxiety, so I don't know why I thought that was a good idea.
But it was a really, really cool experience. Yeah. So if you are in Atlanta, or if you are familiar with Sandbox VR, pretty much that is virtual reality. Like, you
VR game.
Yeah, VR game. You suit it up and you feel everything. You like, and I got some footage of her, y'all. She was screaming. So you had a choice to pick what kind of guns you wanted, right? And we're talking about zombies. This girl picked like handguns.
I picked 2 handguns. So I'm just like
handguns. Everybody else has like automatic, like just and she's like pee, and then she's hiding behind everybody. Like she's like, but fun experience. I'm glad you got to experience that. So really quick, what restaurants did you go to that you want to give a shout out to?
We went to Rocksteady.
Oh, Rocksteady.
Oh my gosh. I had some shrimp and grits. Yeah. And there was a drink, and I'm a really fresh, light drink girl. And so there's a difference between like when you go to a bar and they just put the liquor and the juice and they just shake it up and give it to you. This was a very well crafted.
Yeah. Rocksteady was nice. And then we went upstairs and the
vibe.
The vibe is grown and sexy. I was like, I pass by this place a lot. Rocksteady. And I would see people going in there like grown and sexy. And then when we went in there, I was like, yeah, this is definitely If we didn't have to do this show tonight,
we would have been up in there.
We would have probably just coming home. Right.
You already know.
Right. So very, very good. So yes, I'm so glad that you all here to enjoy us tonight. We will be getting into a lot of interesting topics.
Yes.
And let's just jump right into it. Okay, let's jump right into the dating pool.
Ciao.
Yes. The dating pool. So how many of y'all are out there actually on some of these dating apps or have been, or kind of go on there and then take a break and then go on there and then, so.
Yeah.
You got any experiences with these dating apps?
Yes, girl. Well, so we met on Tagged, but I ain't dating on Tagged.
Okay, right.
That's...
Tag is not the place to date.
No, I actually found Tagged through BOK, another dating app that I was actually using. And then I just kind of like wandered over. But I've been on BLK, I've been on Tinder, Bumble. I've been on even one called Coffee Meets Bagel. I'm on Hinge.
I've never heard of Coffee Meets Bagel.
Yeah, so Coffee Meets Bagels for the Christians.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
With Christians, okay.
Exactly. Exactly. I was on there for 5 minutes or 45 seconds.
we won't.
Okay.
We won't.
All right. But look, sweet, but we're gonna get into that.
Right, I
was on so many dating apps.
Right.
But yeah, yeah. I was.
So I've been on BLK.
Mm-hmm.
I've done Hinge, which I kind of like Hinge because I kind of like talking and leaving you a voice. I've been on what's the one you said where the women have to actually Bumble. I didn't like that one too much because I was like,
it was a lot of pressure.
Like to reach out to the man, and I'm like, first of all, I'm like, men shouldn't be on Bumble. Right. Like, and I get it, Bumble has to make their money, but I feel like any man who's on Bumble that is expecting a woman to reach out first, like I didn't like Bumble at all. Like I was like, this is
Bumble didn't last, neither did Tinder.
Yeah, Tinder. Now Tinder, they say is just a hookup app.
Yeah, and at first I was trying to like really like take it serious. I didn't. Really, I knew Tinder was like for like there were some raunchy people on Tinder. But I didn't think so. Like I was actually trying to like try to date people on Tinder, and it was like, girl, I'm not playing with you. Like, what do you? I was like, this ain't the app for me.
It's the hookup app. Yeah, and you know what's so funny is like my son, like the little kid. Now I don't want to say little kids because my son is 26, but the younger people are on Tinder, and I saw his profile one day, and I was like, oh, so you just hooking up with girls? He's like, nah, mom, like, what you mean? I was like, that's the hookup app. And he's like, nah. And I was like, okay. And I've done Facebook dating. I know some people don't know Facebook has a dating app. Facebook dating, I like Facebook dating because it does have a lot of privacy, because even though like your name is on there, people they can't access your profile unless you share it with them. And then it's just basically a lot, and you can't share pictures. Like the only pictures you can share is your profile pictures. And then you can't you know, you can share your phone number, but it's really like a chatting like kind of thing. And so I've actually had luck with Facebook dating, and maybe because I changed my profile, because at first when I was on these dating apps, I was like, oh, I'm looking for something serious and this and that. And of course, people like to trick you, and they'll make it seem like they want something serious, and nothing. And then this time around, I was like, man, I just want to hang out. Like, I just want to like go, like do sandbox VR. You know what I'm saying? Go get something to eat. Go putt, go rent some slingshots, and literally that's
just
it.
Hang out.
And then what I did find is, being that I changed my profile to not dating, to chatting and friendship, that the conversations were better in the chats.
Yeah. Interesting you say that, because I've played around with my profile, especially on Hinge. It's kind of the only one I'm using right now. I also forgot to mention Black Gentry.
I never heard of that one either.
Yeah, girl.
Oh wait, Black Gentry. I seen a commercial on Instagram with Black Gentry, and it has this nice looking black man like in a plaid suit walk in, and he's like, oh,
Black Gentry is Tinder times 2.
That's what I'm saying, because the same people they rotate on these apps. And so let me ask you a question before. I know you're about to say something. When you see the people that you try to like make some connection on the other apps, do you immediately block them?
No, so I don't. But like they'll like me. They liked me on the other one, and then start talking, and it just fell off, and then they'll like me on the other app. And it's like, and I was like, bro, I remember you. Like I'll say that. So like I have like 4 petty bones in my body, and like they like 4? To be used. They like to be used. So like when stuff like that happens, I'm like, you don't remember me?
You know what I think the app should have? Because I think a lot of times, because this time when I was on Facebook, like my inbox was just
blown,
and I didn't have no pictures of nothing, and my inbox was off the chain. Like, And I tried to manage it, but what I noticed is like a lot of times, two things. They just want to have a conversation. Like they're not really looking for anything, but just let me pick up my phone and just chat with somebody.
Right.
So I was cool with that because I have friends and chatting. And then two, I think a lot of times people don't intentionally ghost you, but when they meet somebody and they start engaging with that person, then it becomes, okay, I'm engaging with this person. So I don't really, not that I meant to leave you go, but I'm not going to tell you I met this person because this person may not be who I want them to be. But I think there should be something on the app where you can say, pause, like you can change your profile and let everybody know that you've already been engaged with, like, hey, I met someone, give me a second. Or because you can pause it, but I wish there was something where I can actually, like,
so you can
alert them, alert the people that have liked me, like, hey, I'm chatting with somebody right now. I
don't know if I like that. Only reason I say that is because, like, if I'm dating, and so, like, I'm not exclusive to this one person in my head. So it's like, like I might still send a like response here and there.
That's if you're sending a response, because sometimes people just like, disappear. They just go ghost, and then they'll come back and give you some crazy story. Oh, I had life problem. Oh, come on, who you playing with? Like, come on, don't like, don't. And then another thing I don't like is the sense of urgency to meet you in person.
Oh, immediately.
Oh, yeah, like immediately. Like I need, like, this one guy. I was like, all right, let me try, because I swiped on one white guy, and all of a sudden, like, my algorithm changed, and all these white guys came up, and I was like, okay. And it was nice looking, you know what I'm saying? They was like, I'm vanilla, baby, something that type, right? So I was like, okay, cool. And then one, he was just like, text, and I was like, dude, the first thing you said to me was, what's up? Hey, how you doing? And then you talking about text. And I was almost gonna give him the Google number, and then I was like, I didn't even want to, like, just engage in that, because you didn't give me anything but a text, and like, no, I need some conversation. And so
Right. Yeah, no. So like with the whole giving the number out immediately, like I rarely do that, and I have a few numbers too I could disperse out. But I think giving out the phone number, even doing a FaceTime call, happens like prior to going on the date. So 2 to 3 weeks we've been on this app or whatever. Maybe you said like hit me up on Instagram or something like that. Okay, cool. Like you can DM me. We're still talking, chatting, and then it's like, oh, okay. Like well, let's plan a date. It's okay, cool. So now I need to FaceTime you. Because I ain't going nowhere until I see you. I ain't going nowhere until I see what you look like. See, what's going on. Like make sure you real, not catfishing me. Not I don't want to end up in a ditch.
Right.
So I need to see. Right.
So let me ask you a question, because like, do you believe in like the energy and the connection through the phone, through the messages? Because I know sometimes I'll have conversation, and it depends on how they ask, and it depends on how the conversation is flowing. I'm like, okay, let's exchange numbers, because I know like with men, they don't take a lot of pictures, right? Most men don't take a lot of pictures, right?
Most men.
So let me. So with that being said, a lot of their pictures may be like just sporadic. One may be from 1997, the other one may be from 1999 or 2020. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't. And I, me myself, I kind of like those type of men, because they're not. That's not their thing. Like I'm taking pictures, and nothing wrong with that,
right?
Because I don't want to offend nobody, but and so. Sometimes I want to see them face to face or FaceTime, and then I'm like, oh, okay, you need to update your pictures. Buddy.
Yeah, because that was about 4 years ago. You had
a
couple
to update your pictures.
20, 30, 40 pounds, and that's how it be. But with the pictures, I found that, just kind of circling back to what we're talking about, I found that when I post more pictures that are like more my silly side, more of my like relaxed and not so professional side, I get a different kind of like people liking
energy.
me.
Yeah,
like like
yeah.
it's a very like similar, like, okay, like all these guys are out, maybe they're drinking and their photos and all that. And when I posted like my graduation photos and me like not so much skin and not so much,
like we got tonight, we
you know what I'm saying, not so much of that going on, then I get the ones that are like a lot more like business focused and things like that, but also not what I'm attracted to. So it's like, where do I find that happy medium and even arrange in my profile to get the kind of like feed that I want in my dating apps?
Because I think because it's so many, because social media highlights like what am I? Everything is sexualized. Everything is beauty, beauty, beauty. That when you show like that casual side of you, it gives men the opportunity to actually use their imagination.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If they see something like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I see titty. Oh, excuse me. I see boobies. I see breasts all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But when you give them something they can't see, because on my profile, they don't even see my face, and I have an avatar, and I mean my inbox is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, oh, you're so beautiful. Your profile's so beautiful, and I'm like, you don't even know what I look like, but it makes me realize like that men have an imagination, and but as women we just show so much
that they don't have nothing, they don't have to
it's like, oh,
you don't
okay,
have to undress me anymore.
yeah,
I'm already
like,
undressed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of make me, well, the microphone is hiding mine, so I'm okay. So
it ain't much I can do over here,
but so I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but it's, I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, let me ask you a question. So I know here in Atlanta, the dating pool is just, it's a challenge. You know what I'm saying? It's a challenge. Um, it's it's a challenge because I think it's one of those things where men and women are compete. I don't know why, but I feel like I have to sometimes compete with a man. For his attention. Does that make sense?
Yes,
like I have to, like,
does.
he treats me like a fan.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not a fan. Like, don't treat me like I'm an Instagram, whatever, TikTok. Like, I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not a fan. Like, you know, that's not why I'm trying to talk. I'm not talking to you to just praise you and bow down to you. I'm connecting with you because I'm feeling like our energy is good and we can have fun together. Like, and we can compliment each other. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with us complimenting each other? Like, but I'm not a fan. I'm not. I can't do all the sweat, and I'm not going to explain myself to you. I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. So, is it like that in LA? Like, what is the dating pool like? Like, what is it like in LA? I know in the apps, it sounds like it's the same.
Yes.
So in LA, what's it like?
Well, my experience, it is raggedy as hell. Excuse me. The reason why I'm saying that is because it's just like nobody wants to, like, maybe I'm just more old fashioned. Okay. I want to be courted. I want to be sought out. Yeah. But it feels like nowadays the roles are reversed. Okay. And a lot of men, and I'm speaking about men in LA, like they're looking for a motherly type woman. They want to be served. They want to be catered to. They want to feel special and important, which I'm not knocking. But there comes like I find that a lot of men in LA say they want feminine women, soft. Everybody's too independent. There's too much of the boss bee behavior. So they want the feminine energy, but they also don't want to do anything.
So they just want it because they're the prize.
So you're the prize, but you want me to. So who gonna clean? Who gonna cook? Who's gonna like that? For me, like that's an independent woman that's getting up and like moving around. Like it to be a homemaker is a job.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? So like not even that's a gender role, but it's like I think that the dating pool, the men in LA are just a little bit confused. And I don't blame them. I blame the system that they're in. But for women like me who are more like I'm not here to just take your money. Like I don't want that. There's definitely those females out there, and that might be the yin to their yang, right? But for women that like me that I don't really need or want your money. I want your affection, your time. I want you to seek
me. Which is more valuable anyway.
Exactly.
Because if he gives you that, he really likes you. Like, because he can easily give you money. Oh, yeah, here you go. I mean, and they say if a man gives you money, he's investing in you. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't want to give you his money anymore, he doesn't have that connection with you, he doesn't like you mentally, and like, and you don't stimulate him, you're gonna be easily replaced, right? And just be like
added on to,
right? He gonna be like,
on the list,
like this girl. But you know what I noticed too, that because they like to say, like, women, we tend to pick the wrong men, right? Like, and that's true. But also, I feel like a lot of men pick the wrong women, like, you know, high maintenance women, right? You know, the women that just need all this, right? And it's like, you know, if you're dating a high maintenance woman, right, then you know the territory that comes with. Pretty much, you're not gonna really have her heart, because as soon as you tell her no, or as soon as you tell her I'm not about to do this, then she got one lined up. And you hear men tell stories like, man, I was dating this one girl and I was doing this and that, and then she dating this one guy, and I'm like, but it just seems like a lot to just be having to deal with so many people to get what you want, or to use people. It just seems like, and that's just me, like, that's just so much energy. It is. When if you want to use your looks to get what you want, then start a YouTube channel. Get on here and talk about whatever, and then you can, you know what I'm saying, you don't really have to use anybody, because I feel like the whole using thing comes with bad karma at the end of the day. And karma don't come the same way like people think it comes. Like, it's gonna come, to me, karma comes when you really, really want something, and you really want that to happen, and it's not working in your favor. You're like, what? I'm doing everything right. And then you be like, oh, that's my karma.
Because X, Y, and Z. You know when your karma has returned, when something bad happens to you, and you immediately think about what you did. That's when you know. That's when you know. And it's like, and so now when people do me wrong, it's like I have to remember, because look, I'm Bible based. I don't know about y'all, but like, look, it says you reap what you sow, right? And so I take my hands off of it, because also the Bible says that, like, if I act in my vengeance, then that is there. That's my reward. That's what I get. Okay. That's what I get.
Okay.
If I take it upon myself, then that's my get. I've inflicted harm on this person, so I get, that's my prize. That's the revenge right there. Wow. But if I let God handle it, that's a much better view.
It is. That's a much better view. It's always a much better view when God is involved, and He like blesses you in front of everybody. Right. Like, because people will try you. Like, they will try you. People you date will try you. They will try you
until you just.
So speaking of that, tell me about a date from hell that you've had. Like, if you've had any.
Oh my God. Okay, y'all. I'll let y'all in. Okay. I'm not giving a timestamp because I'm not about to expose myself. But I met a man from Hinge, y'all. Okay. It's kind of my type. Hinge. He's my type of guy. I mean, like, I don't really have a physical like type. Like, I've dated a lot of different type of people. But this one, he was fine. Like, I'm a little bit tall for a woman. Or maybe average. But like, he was like over 6 feet. He was a little stocky. Okay, I'm a little curved. Y'all see the curves on me. So I feel like I want to be like, I want a bear. Yeah. And he was good. He was in realty, and he had a lot of things going. He was back and forth from Burbank. He lived in the middle of downtown LA. So I'm like, okay, like, you in downtown, you got to be doing good for yourself. Because the prices is at well. Yeah. So we met. We talked for a few weeks. FaceTime, the phone, everything's cool like that. He finally said he was gonna go on a date, so he took me out to. I just wanted to go to like a bar or something chill, because the first date, I don't need it to be expensive. I don't need none of that. Like, I just want to I want to vibe with you. So we go to like a bar downtown where I stay, and it was a dope vibe. He was cool. Okay. We had a great time, to the point where like we were sitting in the car chilling, talking afterwards, and he was like, I gotta go, but I really just don't want to. Like, and he started the car up, and he was like, nah, I can't leave yet, and just wanted to stay in my, and so I'm like, oh,
right, the vibe is good, right? Vibing.
So that was cool, it's good, and then so after that day, he goes on, and then I don't hear from him for like a week, girl. So I'm like,
he like just disappeared.
So I'm like, maybe he like, I don't know what's going on, but like, like we had a great time, so maybe he wasn't feeling it. So I said, okay, cool. Like I'm not gonna chase you at all. So I left it. He reappeared and was like, hey, like maybe like a week or so later, and he was like, I've been just super busy with work, and I started school, and so I'm so sorry, but like I just had tunnel vision, had to get it stuff. I'm like, okay, it's giving married, but it's okay. Like like that's how I felt. Like when you disappear for a long period of time and you just come back, like I was just so busy. I'm like, cap, because like it takes 5 seconds to be like, hey.
Yeah, it does.
It takes 5 seconds just to be like,
especially and you're like the person.
And we are American civilians with cell phones in our hands all the time. And you, if you didn't think about me, that's cool. But don't sit here and try to tell me that you were just so busy you couldn't even just say, hey, like my bad, I'm busy, like whatever, like I'm tunnel vision, and I'm gonna tap back in with you when I can. Right. So that was that. But he was like, oh, okay, well, like I would love to hang out with you again. You can come up to my place and we could just chill. I'm like, here we go. Okay. Right, here we go.
But like, at least you can be nosy.
Right. Okay, right. So I'm like, I'm not really comfortable with that. Like I was like, cause what you want to do? And I just got right into it. Cause me, I'm a straight shooter. Like I'm not about to do this. Yeah, so like, what do you want? He's like, we don't gotta do that. We could play Uno, we could watch a movie, we could whatever, we could just chill and vibe like we did last time. I'm like, all right, cool. But like maybe not your place. You can come to mine. So I just feel more comfortable in my own environment. Because
I'm nosy. I'm coming to your place. I'm coming.
Not yet. I'll come to your place when I feel like I'm safe with you. I didn't feel safe just yet. Hello, but still, I'm like, even though I'm in my city and I could make a couple phone calls if I need to, I was like, nah, like I want you in my territory because I know I'm not crazy. I don't know if you crazy just yet. Yeah. So he ended up coming over to my house, and I got all the things he said. I got Uno in my house. I got, you know what I'm saying? I got all this. I'm like, listen, it's what you want to say. So he came over here, and I'm like, what you want to do? You want to play Uno? You want to watch a movie? He's like, I don't really want to play Uno. We can say that for next time, but we could watch a movie. I'm like, all right, cool. Mm-hmm. So he come in my room, we chilling on the bed, whatever, watching the movie. And then he was sitting there watching Shrek. And you know how the cartoons go. You put the cartoons on. Anywho,
you can't watch the cartoons because you know you're not gonna watch the cartoons.
But no, you're not gonna watch. But the thing was, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be for real because I was like, I really want to see if he gonna watch this movie with me or if he gonna try something. Okay. Because I want to see if your words match
your actions.
Your actions match your words, actually. Yeah. So I play this movie, sitting down, and then here he go. He, did the turn, start rubbing,
y'all so predictable.
Whatever, start kissing stuff, kissing them. I'm like, okay, so wait. So now I'm asking this question because I have to. I'm like, okay, so what is this? Like you, like what are you trying to do? Yeah. And he's like, what's understood don't have to be explained. I'm like, ugh, I literally hate that because no, you're using it as an excuse to not say what you want. Yeah. So you already showing me now. This is what I'm thinking. You already showing me that you don't know how to communicate your real feelings. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a real woman. Like I want you to be a straight shooter.
Well, because they don't really. So that's. But finish your date. Yeah,
I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? No, because I'm like you're not telling me. Like I want you to say with your words because if you can't say it now, then when we have hard conversations, you won't say what you really feeling. No. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, no, I don't understand. He said, what's understood on me? I said, I don't understand. I need you to say it. And he was like, well, he said, I'm really trying to love you down right now. I said, okay, so that's it.
Oh, he's trying to love you down. Okay.
I said, so that's it. He's like, nah, but I also want to see what's like, like what's to come. So you're telling me right now that you want to smash me, but you also want to see how, like what I can be in the future. Right. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, these roses switched up. Like, you don't understand. So I was like, I told him, and I wasn't going to do anything with this guy. This is the second date.
The energy was off. Probably the energy was off after that as well.
Yeah. Though, right? I wasn't going to do anything anyways. I just wanted to see what his responses was going to be. Because this is the second date. You're rubbing on me and kissing on my neck, right? So I'm like, okay, like, let me see. Do you have self-control? You're going to be mad? So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Like, but like, I'm down to do this if you're like, but I'm just trying to have some fun. I'm not really like looking for that. And literally, he stops and he pulls back and he goes, nah, like you gotta earn this.
You gotta
earn what?
Earn.
What am I earning?
You gotta earn getting loved down, or you gotta earn him.
Yeah,
like you gotta earn him.
I gotta earn his ping ping. I said, okay, wait a minute. Or I didn't say anything. Well, after that, what I told him was, oh, okay, that's cool. I understand. And then he said, I'm going to go. And then he left, and that was cool.
Ping ping is like going to the store and getting ice. Like, you can go anywhere and get ping ping.
Exactly.
Like, you can go anywhere and get ice.
Exactly.
It's either locked up or it's in a cooler.
Right.
It's either at a gas station or it's at a grocery store.
You just got to do the, and then you can go find it. Hoo-doo, and you, yeah. Then you got to do the call. And then
we want some ping ping.
Right. Hello.
I'll laugh if you got that ping ping. Slide in my DMs with the ping ping. But no, don't slide my because I'm cool with the pictures. I'm cool. Man, you gotta stop sending them ping ping pictures, unsolicited ping ping pictures, please, because
that's when you just
like it becomes after a while it becomes community ping ping. Like, yes, because we just share and we be talking about we really be talking about like look at this, look what he sent me.
I know.
Especially when your underwear is dirty and
the
mirror is dirty. Like, we really don't send the ping ping pictures unless that's your girl and unless she asks for it. But other than that, just stop. You know that you feel comfortable. We are at the water cooler. We are at church. We are at church in the bathroom. I'm a we are talking about your ping ping. So I like that ping ping.
But my thing with this guy was, I was like in my head, like when I heard that comment, I was like, first of all, like, earn what? Like, there's not, I don't know anything. Like you telling me that I need to earn this, but like you haven't even.
But you was about to give it to me anyway.
That's my exact point. So if I would have told you, okay, I want to be in a relationship with you, then that's fine. Or like I want to work towards something, then you would have just smashed.
You're right.
Right then and there.
Right.
So like
confused.
So now what you're telling me is like you have an ego problem.
Yeah.
Because now your ego hurt because you wanted to do this to me.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Because if I give you this, then what else is there to look forward to?
But but the thing about ego, we all have them, but it goes back to that emotional IQ. Like, how high is your emotional IQ?
Right.
Where you can check your ego, right?
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand the importance of understanding what emotion. And I think I'm saying the emotional intelligence, the IQ is so important that you understand.
It's important.
And you have that, because if you don't have that, you are triggered. You're just doing things. You're just all over the place. You just hurt people's feelings. It's just not good. And especially when you get a certain age. Yeah. Because what's going to happen? You're either going to end up with somebody that you just settle with, because I believe men settle as well. Right. Or you're going to end up by yourself 80 and your children taking care of you and nobody wants to be around you. It's not good at all. Right. So I can't remember having a date from hell. But I can remember a really cool date that I had. Yes, let's do some positive date experiences. So I can tell you
these fools out here.
So, and I mean, it was a great experience. So pretty much, what I liked about this person is this person was very, very laid back. They didn't know what I looked like.
Oh, it's a blind date.
For him, not for me, because I knew what he looked like. Because on my profile, and so I knew what he looked like, but at the same time, I was a little nervous because sometimes, like I said, the pictures, you see them in person, you're like, oh, okay, like, but and so he didn't really ask for pictures. He just asked why I didn't have any pictures on the app. Yeah. Right. And then the conversation was there, and he wasn't like in no type of rush. And there's several of them that I was chatting with that are in no type of rush. Right. And then I just happened to say something about, let's just meet, because I told him you were coming in I'm dating myself now. I'm dating myself. So anyway, you don't know I'm talking about him. Anyway,
it's okay though.
I told him I had some friends coming in town.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, maybe you got a friend, we can just meet up like that. And he was like, I'm cool. I was like, you cool with a blind date? He was like, yeah, I'm cool with it. And I was like, well, you ain't got, like, you don't have anything to worry about, right? And so we decide to meet at Starbucks in Target. Yes. So I was like, okay, early, like as soon as Target open.
Right.
So I get there like maybe 10:01, and then I see in Facebook, because mind you, we hadn't exchanged phone numbers and nothing like that. So we're still talking through the app, and it's always like this delay, like a 3-minute delay, right? So when I get in there and I'm kind of standing there and I know what he looks like, and I'm like, nobody in here looks like this guy, right? And because it was some women. So then I looked at the app and he's like, oh, I'll be there at 10:15. Yeah. So then I was like, okay. I was like, well, you're gonna have to find me because I'm about to go shopping. Right. All right. And so he comes in there and he's like, what are you wearing or whatever? And I was like, I have on yellow, but I didn't say yellow dress. I just said, because I didn't think nobody, I was like, I got on a bright yellow dress. Yeah. And come to find out, it was, it was 3 other women with yellow. And he was like, he said one lady, because he said he saw me, but by the time he saw the message about yellow, he had already seen 3 other women in yellow. Yeah. But he saw me, but then I had moved from the area. So he was like, I saw a lady with a yellow hat. And this is so funny because who wears yellow? Right. So a lady had on a yellow hat, and I think 2 other ladies had on yellow jackets. Yeah. And he was like, she playing. Because I guess they were older women. And I guess he was just like, them ain't the legs. Or them ain't the... Because on my profile, all you see is like legs, right? Yeah. And so he was just like, nah, she playing. And so by the time I was like, I went back to the app, I was like, hey, because I thought I saw him, but it was somebody else. And so he was like, yeah, I done walked through the store 3 times. And I was like, and I texted back like, oh my God, like I'm in the garden section. And then he was like, then 3 minutes, you sure? And I was like, yeah. But he had literally, he said he had walked out and went back to his car, right? And so I'm like, damn. And I'm thinking to myself, like, he gonna think I'm playing, right? Right. Because this is a good catfish moment. Right. This is a good, right. I got you. Because this is a moment where it could have been a chick that was mad at him, right, or something. It could have been anything, games, right? Yeah. So right. Anyway, so then I just I said, okay, I'm at the cash register or whatever. I'm checking out, and I was like, here's my phone number. And then he came back inside. As soon as he came inside, he saw me, and then it was like, okay. And then he bought me some coffee, and then because there's nowhere to really sit down, I was like, oh, well, we can sit in the garden section in this lawn chair. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, we can have a conversation, because I wanted to drink my coffee, and I didn't want to sit in his car, and I didn't want to, like, you know what I'm saying? And so he was like, sure. And so we sat in the garden section for about an hour. That's so cute. In Target, and had a great conversation. I mean, the emotional IQ is there. Like, just a great guy, and just made the whole experience fun, which was like a breath of fresh air, because it wasn't it wasn't nothing. It was just easy, you know what I'm saying, to talk to him. And he, you know, even though like he's successful and stuff like that, he didn't have that ego. He didn't have that. But he also said, like, he's learned, like, he's just learned to know himself and learn how, when stuff triggers him, how to catch it. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like when you're in the dating pool, and he mentioned this, like, just being healed. Yes. We're going to talk about that. Oh, yes. But I mean, it's just a matter of, like, you know, you're dating, but you're dating in a toxic mind state. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're dating in like this mind frame that is just not healthy. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna bring anything healthy to the table, no matter how you look at it, because you probably don't even love yourself. And you may think you love yourself, but I think when you truly love yourself, you don't want to cause harm on nobody. Like, you just try your best to be good to people. Absolutely. Even when they're not good to you. Absolutely. Like, you don't cuss them out. You just remove it. You be like, okay, I'm going to remove myself from the situation, because I can't, whatever stuff you got going on, it ain't because of me. It really ain't because of me. You know what I'm saying? And even if it is because of me, it's because you don't know how to communicate with me. Absolutely. And so even in those situations, when I find out you can't communicate with me like that, and I'm all, you ain't communicating, I remove myself from the situation. That. It's not you, it's me. And I'll say that to men that I feel like, okay, like, it's I'm the problem, because for one,
Like, I don't want to be the one to try to make you change. I want you to stay you and be you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put that pressure on you because now we have tension. And two, like, it is me. Like, I just feel like maybe my standards are a little bit more like, this is not going to work for us. It's me. I'm the problem. I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. And it's because they just, but you're not the problem.
I'm not the problem, but I'll say that I am, so I can get out of
accountability.
Yeah, like I'm the problem in
this. Because I did that before. I tried to take accountability. I tried to take accountability like that, and this dude just wanted to just keep this thing going.
Right.
And I was just like,
right. And he just like, let me out. I just want to go.
No, I can't. Like, I'm not. No.
Right.
We're not playing that game. We're not. And then tried to pop back up, and I just had to finally block him. And I was like, dude, you're like 40. Stop. 45. Stop. This is the dumbest. Because they try to take you there. But they look so stupid doing it. Like, you're like a grown man, and I'm telling you I don't like you, and I'm telling you, like, and you still try to do things like we're 30s and 20s, where that would have worked. You know what I'm saying? But we don't even have anything solid like that for me to even say I got memories with this person.
Right.
Let me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and then even like just talking about my age, so like I'm younger. But I have also, so I naturally like gravitate towards older men, like maybe a 10 year age gap, 10, that's 12.
Good. Yeah.
And so I you would think, or at least I would think, that if I would date older, then I find more maturity, but that's not the case. It's not
the case. Because again, it's called emotional IQ. And if they never take the time to learn themselves or really love them, they're just going through this cycle over and over again.
Right.
And then we can just jump right into our next topic.
Yes. Desperation dating.
Desperation dating.
Desperation dating, y'all.
Okay. So what is desperation dating to you? What is desperation dating to y'all?
Yeah. Desperation dating to me is when you just crave a certain level of intimacy from a partner that like that you're missing. And so you start to just talk about being our lower self.
Yeah, lower self. Yeah.
We just start to go out there, date any like that attention that like I just need to feel some sort of like.
So what is something. So break down, because you actually you're studying to get your doctorate. Help me out.
Yeah, I'm getting my doctorate degree in psychology. So in 2 years you can call me Dr. Zay, because I'll be a psychologist.
Congratulations. Woo! So break down what being your lower self.
Yes. Okay. So for women, especially women who are more on the independent side, there are times, so like when you reach a certain level of like success, or you have been independent, and I use that word independent because that's what everybody knows, but like you've been independent for such a long time that it feels good sometimes to just be free, meaning I don't have any pressures. I don't have to like hold up my morals. I don't have to like I could just relax.
Basically, I'm grown and I don't give a
right. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Yeah. I like you. You make me feel some sort of like happiness. And so even though I know in my head that we are not a good match, we would never work out. I'm gonna still allow myself to be emotionally connected to you because it serves my lower self. It serves the part of me that just don't want to give a I don't want to care.
I'm guilty of that. Yes. I think a lot of people are guilty of that. That
we all do
that
it.
lower self.
We all do
that. Because you can still have. To me, I feel like you can still have self-esteem, high self-esteem,
right?
But behind closed doors, you are feeding that lower self.
You are, so it's not even a case of. I've heard people tell me like if you like knew your self-worth, or like you need to know your worth, and it's like, I know my worth. I know who I am. I know I got go for myself. I know what I deserve and what I don't deserve. I know all these things. But in this point in time, there's so much going on that I'm responsible for on the outside that when I into this relationship or if I'm into this connection, I don't have to care about that. But it always backfires.
It does
in the long run.
Because I feel like the feelings eventually
they real.
They
become real.
Because I can say like for about a year and a half, I was adulting with this guy, and it was my lower self because he didn't do nothing for me. Nothing. He didn't.
Not one thing.
Not one thing. I'll be like, can you buy me some coffee?
Yeah.
I'm busy right now. Like, and I mean, the convenience was that we worked together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I never would have approached this guy, right? But he was always well mannered. And then one day, I don't know what was going on in my head. I hollered at him. I was like, "Why you never talk to me?" And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Girl, what the hell?" But
it'd be like that though.
I was like, but it was that moment during COVID, and you got to understand, like you said, you be doing so much. Like for COVID, I was out of work for a year and a half in school. You know what I'm saying? Grinding in school, focus.
Right.
And so when I went back to work, I went back kind of in a dark place because I didn't want to go back to work.
Yeah.
But then he was always nice to me. So he was just like this. Like he was one of the only few people that I wanted to talk to when I went back to work.
Right.
And then 2, I was very, very mean to him when I came back to work because I was just like, I don't want to be here. And the look I saw on his face when I was mean, when I went to go apologize to him, I got emotional. He was like, "No problem."
Yeah.
So it was just something in my mind that was like, oh, he probably treat you like good. And girl, people was telling me like, "Yo, you know he," and I was like, "Why y'all tell me that?" When I first told you, because I'll be like, I'm hollering at, I'm talking to him because I want everything to be exposed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All front, ain't no secret. You date, we hanging out.
Right.
No
then I need you right
because I need to know who you talking to. Oh, and I need to know. I need to disrupt all whatever you got going on. Right. Because that way I know you're lying to me. You know what I'm saying? So everybody gonna know you, and everybody. Because some people be like, "You talking?
You talking to this person? Did you know?
Well,
did you hear
the fact, because their thing was like, well, I don't really get in people business, and I'm like, but you're my friend,
right?
You're supposed to be my friend.
You're supposed to look out, right?
And you know, I'm not gonna be saying, oh, Zay said you do. I'm just gonna go to him and be like, what's up with this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my lower self was like,
I don't care. I just want him to be around.
I don't care. I mean, it was a convenience, right?
Hello?
It was a convenience. And
right. Right. I feel peaceful when I talk to you and you just there.
Right. And then it got boring after a while because I was like, honestly, I was like, this shit is stupid.
Listen, okay. It's time to block.
Like, I'm staycemichelle. This shit is stupid.
Hello, like I know I'm not over here crying over this, but let me go ahead and block.
I wasn't even crying. It was just the fact that it was just a convenience thing. We were hooking up, and I was like, "This is stupid." I was like, "I'm giving somebody
all it, and you
and
ain't."
I look at him, and I'm like, "Girl, you stupid."
Like, it really be happening though.
You see what you can be with, and you dealing with this because you just at that moment let this drag on my lower self, and then I was like, no, I ain't about to be
right.
Dude, you ain't about to be like, oh, I got staycemichelle. Hell no.
Listen, that's when I was like, you know what? It's time to cut time when I can, and we gonna hit that block button.
I did, and then I was really being stupid because then I was messing around with him. I'd call him, he'd be like, "You thinking about me?" I'd be like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want me to come in?" I was like, "Nope." And I'd be like, "I'll call you back."
Right, let me call you back. I'll be right back.
And I said, "Stop playing around with this dude. Just
let it go."
So I let it go.
Yes, yes,
yeah. But I mean, even with your lower self, we have beautiful women who do the same thing as well, like the whole Draya Michelle and Jalen Green situation. Like, you know, at first I kind of was like rooting. In a way, I was rooting for her because I was like, sometimes you gotta find something young if you just want to have fun, right? But then she popped up pregnant,
girl, with a 22-year-old.
And then
she damn near 40.
They said like he has 2 other baby mamas.
Ooh, Chile.
And then, well, you know, we got to do our celebrity smug, but
right.
allegedly he has 2 other.
Allegedly.
But that's just how you know that operating your lower self, you can look, have any time, have buku money, everything going for you, and you still just kind of operate in that lower self. So how do you like? You just don't feed into the temptation. Because I feel like it's temptation. It got to be like some form of temptation, right?
Well, when dealing with your lower self, you need to assess why you want to. Right? There's reasons for everybody. Right? The overarching is that like you are probably burned out or tired or under a lot of stress. And so trying to get a little bit more technical now. Like when you're in your regular bubble, in your regular world, there's stress, there's pressures, and it's like emotions aren't physical but feel physical, right? So like
emotions aren't physical,
right. Okay. So stress is actual stress. Like it's something that you can't see, you can't, but you feel it. You get a headache, you're tired, you can't focus, you feel weary, you just, and then there are certain people that come around, they make you feel comfortable, they make you feel calm. You don't have to think too much, you don't have to think too hard. This is what this is. And so, but there's certain reasons the reasons why you are stressed is what you're running from. You know what I'm saying? So like the reasons that you are tired or burned out or maybe desperate, there's a reason for that. And so that's what you need to figure out and then deal with that thing.
Okay. So actually deal with the stress and not try to find a pacifier.
Yeah. Because so for me, it's boredom. I'm gonna out myself. So it's boredom. Okay. I cannot sit in the house for too long. I gotta do something. I gotta go outside. I gotta see something. I cannot be by myself for a very long time because the boredom leaves me alone with my thoughts.
So is that something that you have to actually work on then to be okay with your thoughts? And why does it? What is wrong with being alone with your thoughts? Because then you start to like, what is wrong with being alone with your thoughts?
I'm just speaking for myself.
Yeah, for you.
I am a originally anxious person, and I'm an overthinker.
Okay.
So when you're anxious and overthinking, I can sit like me sitting in silence. It's not a good combination because now I'm in my thoughts, and then like all my worries have to come up, and now I'm spiraling out of control until like I'm like in like a full blown panic attack.
So then are you making, so then does that consist of making up stories in your head that have not ever happened,
that don't exist?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Okay. And I'll say sometimes because like it depends on the subject matter, because some stuff like if I'm saying that I'm using my intuition, or like I feel like like I just kind of know things, but at the same time sometimes like I can just let it go and go and go. Okay. And so that's a different lane, because that's kind of like moving towards the depression side. Okay. That's what happens when you're depressed. You take one thought and then you start like going, and before you know it, like I'm on the edge of a cliff. You know what I'm saying? So like you got to be careful with that part. But it's really just the boredom part of like why is it so hard for me to sit still or be alone? And then that's what I need to take into my private time or into my therapist or to somebody like I have a hard time being alone. Why? And like let's work on like that issue. Why is it hard for me? What is triggering this? When I'm alone, why am I triggered in this way? Why do I feel like I need to?
So do you think it has something to do with your childhood? Like, are you the only child? Or
I'm not an only child, but I do think it's a lot. I have a lot of, my story is, if I stop telling my whole story, we'd be here for hours and you'd be like, oh my gosh. Okay. But there was a lot of abandonment in my childhood. There was a lot of like responsibility in my childhood. I had to make stuff happen. Okay. I have a younger sibling that looked up to me, and we were in a very abusive environment. Okay. And so it was just a lot of pressure all the time. It was a lot of things. And then like just knowing that I needed and wanted some help. Like that's just it. Before the I want to be loved and I want to be cared for, I just needed some help. So as a young girl, knowing that like I had to just get stuff done, like because ain't nobody else gonna do it, but also always feeling like why is this on me? Yeah. Yeah. And then like I see that travel through my entire life. You know what I'm saying? So like sitting, like being able to like make a relationship or have one and then it be gone. Yeah. That's the part that triggers.
So let me ask you a question. So then do you ever see that coming into your relationships, like, or when you're like the whole band, because you know, sometimes, like you said, he may be busy and he may not text you for hours. Like, can you handle that? Like, is that like, when does the like woo? I mean, if you're okay to talk about
I'm
it,
okay. I'm a very open person, so I'm okay with
so
sharing.
what makes, like, when does it happen? If you can think, like, what when you're in a relationship, like, what event happens where you're like, your abandonment issues come up?
It goes crazy. Yeah, I will literally lay it out when you are talking to me and then you just all of a sudden don't
disappear.
Yeah. Like, and for me, going into relationships, I explained that off the beginning. Okay. When it starts to get more serious, like, hey, okay, like, before we get into this, I'm gonna tell you, these are my things.
And that should be fair,
exactly.
Right? Like,
that's my whole point. Like, everybody, we all have things that we're growing from and we're healing from. So if I'm upfront, me being emotionally intelligent and trying to explain and tell you beforehand, like, these are the things that I'm working on. These are my triggers, and so here's what I need you to not do. Or if I'm not telling you to be perfect, but like, here's what I need you to not do. And if you do, like, I'm telling you, this is my response. I'm out of here.
Yeah. And so when you tell them that, what is typically they say? Okay,
I got you. You know, I would never.
Stop saying okay.
I would never.
Stop saying okay to people. Okay is not okay.
And they turn around and do it, especially because Black men have, specifically Black men. I haven't really dated a white man, so I don't know. Yeah. But like, with Black men, I've noticed the men that I date, they because of the weight that's also on their shoulders, they are not as emotionally connected to the world as they deserve to be. Okay. And so when I'm being emotional and being vulnerable and saying, hey, here's this, it's like, okay, cool, you being a woman. Yeah. Like, no, I'm trying to be in a relationship with you. I want you to understand these things. And I also want you to feel like you can share those things with me. What triggers you? I'm good, I got it. Everything's cool, you know, the grind don't stop. One foot in front of the other. Like, it's what it is, what it is. No, it's not. Let's talk about this, because you might have what I need and I might have what you need.
Facts.
And I need you to be open and honest and vulnerable with that, so that I can be what you need for you. Because I'm probably sure I know I can be.
Because I feel like when you have those, like, when you have those conversations, you know when someone's being genuine, especially if they're following up with it, right? And then you can also feel the energy. When you're a good person, I feel like when you're a good person, you feel energy, whether it's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're a good person, you feel both energies, right? And so you can detect when somebody's giving you good energy, and you can detect when somebody's giving you bad energy.
When they're lying.
And I just feel like
all that.
Like, I think everybody's scared, right? Yes. To be in a committed. Because I can say I'm somewhat scared to be in a committed relationship, but I'm not scared, because I'm quick. Right. I'm like, dude, I can move in. Can I move in?
Can I move in?
Can I move in? You know, but I think too, like, I'm scared of, like, I don't want to lose me, right? Yes. Like, if there are things that I do, like, for instance, I love riding a motorcycle. Yes. But I may date somebody who doesn't have a motorcycle. Right. And if I get in a relationship with this person, I don't want them to take that from me. Right. Oh, you can't ride. Yes. This and that. You're not taking that from me.
No. You know I've been doing this.
Right. And I don't like, and I feel that for a man. So if a man is like, and that's why you have to be careful who you date, because if a man is always clubbing or going to the strip clubs, and that's what he wants to do,
then that's what he's been
doing,
and you can't
don't
change
try
him.
To change him.
You can't change him.
You know, if you got a man that doesn't want to go to church, but you want to go to church all the time, don't date that man, because he's not going to want to go to church.
Let's talk about it. If I tell you I'm praying for you, I really love you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not even like I'm in love with you. Yeah. Like, I care for you. Yeah. Right? If you cannot receive that. Yeah.
Well, maybe some things, because I feel like some things you just can't tell a man, because they just like, it's always like, you tell a man something, it's almost like throwing water on something and then short circuit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because they go haywire. Like, oh my gosh, she said,
but you need to know those things.
She said, you know what I'm saying? She said and I just can't, and they feel
why
like
you can't. If you can't, then that's just the thing of then like now I know that like we should just agree that we are not the you're not the one for me.
We're not the one.
Because if I tell her my desire is, if I tell her, man, I'm praying for you, my response would be, man, I'm praying for you too.
Yeah.
And then you can tell me exactly what you pray for me for, and not like some just fluff like I pray
like
that
Ciara
you had a good day.
And,
yes,
Russell Wilson,
she prayed her husband into existence, not
yeah.
manifesting.
Yeah,
she prayed her husband into
I
existence.
said a prayer today.
Okay. All right.
I'm dating myself again.
It's okay.
I said a prayer today. I was like, and I didn't necessarily pray for him.
Mm-hmm.
I necessarily prayed. I was like, God, like, this seems really cool, right? This seems like really, really nice. And I don't want to do anything to mess it up. And I think I actually said, and I don't want him to do anything to mess it up. So do whatever you need to do. Right. Which is sometimes scary because God would do the extreme. Like,
it's like, wait a minute, I was enjoying this.
Right. And you're like, I didn't mean that much. That's too much. But
he be knowing
yeah, because like like sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I want to be in a relationship. I do. And then I'm like, but I don't want to just sit in the house and grow old.
Right.
No, we outside. Like, I want to be in a relationship and not necessarily always outside because I just want to travel. I just don't want to be with somebody that is just
a homebody
or doesn't have any
no,
type of
morals, no dreams.
Not even that. Well, but usually I talk to people who have morals and purpose. Dreams. Like I'm usually good on that, except the one where I was just like hooking up. But I'm usually good with that, right? Right. But what I mean is like just no type of spot, like just no type of, what's the word I'm looking, spontaneity,
spontaneity.
Yeah, no, none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I be, because I'm a Sagittarius, I'll be like, let's just go, blah blah blah. Like when I said sandbox VR, you were like, yes.
I'm like, I'm down.
You know what I'm saying? And I would have friends that'd be like, what is that? Like, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, okay, I can't be your friend. Right. Like, I can't. And so the same thing, like, hey, let's go do this, because this world there's so much to do besides going to get something to eat, going home,
and drinking
and
dancing and like
and going to the bar and
I just told somebody I did a 6-mile hike, y'all.
Yeah, like
that's what I do. Like, let's go do I want to go
stuff, like do physical activity, stuff, like
human,
and it don't always have to break the bank.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like I just want somebody like that. Like go to a diner, have breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Not I got to drag you. Can we go? I don't feel like going. Like I don't want, I'm good. I ain't about to beg you. Like I'm good. Like it should just be, hey, let's go to the diner. Okay. Right. We're going to the diner. Right. I got to do all that begging. I'm not. Yeah. I ain't gonna be around for long.
Right. That just causes weariness.
How about tired. The ones who, like, I know everybody's talking about that show. Who did I marry?
Who did I marry?
How does that even?
Chile.
Because I know we all have moments of low self-esteem.
Yes.
And we see red flags.
Right.
But then when you see so many, did you? I didn't listen to it. I don't even think I have that attention span to listen that long. But
it was long. It was like 8 hours.
Yeah, but my thing is like she saw red flags, but she
ignored
them. He was able to catfish or whatever you call it, manipulate her into thinking.
So that's that's true.
So to be honest, it really wasn't all her then.
It wasn't, and everybody was bashing her. Well, not everybody. Some people were bashing her, saying like, "Girl, like this is all your fault. You seen these things, you had the suspicions, and you continue to, and then you even married the dude after even having all these reservations. So it's on you." And I, at the beginning, like the first 20 episodes, I'm like, yeah, girl, like this on you. But then something hit me, and I just felt like, no, like I'm not gonna bash this woman for believing that this man is who he said he was.
Yeah, because he literally went out of his way to do things. Right. And when that happens, you're not like now people know, okay, you can do AI and you can fake, but in the beginning you're not thinking like, yeah, this man is really like faking all this, like you're not thinking all that, like because he's not doing the typical cheating on you, like he's not, you know what I'm saying, he didn't cheat on her. It
was a master. He was a master manipulator. He was a narcissist. So now bringing the psychology into it, he has narcissistic personality disorder. So I was diagnosing him. She has obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Right? She but it was a result of being abused. So he was relational. He was psychologically abusive, because as a narcissist and a manipulator, when you build someone up, right? You learn them. He studied her. He learned her. He learned what made her sad, what made her happy, what made her feel important and special, what made her feel frustrated and angry.
Because let me ask you a question: did she give him any money? Like, was he benefiting?
No, she said he had money.
That's what she said. He was taking care of everything, money.
Pulling up in Benzes, paying bills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That. So you can't really fault her
because she was seeing this.
Yeah, and I remember she said that, like anybody would have been like, "Oh, he's taking care of me," and that's why you have to tell yourself, like, was this really low self-esteem, or is this person really a jerk?
He has mental health disorder.
You literally faked everything, but you took care of me like you should have.
Right.
You know
so she was like, where's the money coming from? Where's he getting this money from? So after figuring out that he's really just like, he literally has nothing. So
where did he get the money from?
Girl, I don't even remember. I don't even think she even said where he was getting the money from.
Jeez.
But like he learned how to make her feel happy and excited, and then tear her down, and that's how the abuse cycle happens.
Oh, so he was tearing her down, like in what way?
Like disappointing. Disappointment.
Okay.
So the way it works when you're relationally abusive is that you build them up, make them feel special, make them feel loved and important. You make the parts of them that's their insecurities, make them feel special in that area.
Okay.
And then you disappoint them.
Okay.
So then they're sad, but they already love you. So they're not going to leave you. Right? They already love you. Wow. And then you make them happy again. So then they get that hit of dopamine.
Oh, man.
Right? I get that hit of dopamine.
That is so
and it makes me feel draining. Good. Right? And then you snatch it from me, and now I'm depressed. And then you do it again.
Man, that's so, I've been there before. Right. That is the worst. Mm-hmm. And I almost went there again, and then the moment I started feeling that
whole
down,
thing, I
was like, "Ooh,
I'm out of here."
I was like, "No,
gotta go." I
was like, "No, there's no way I'm crying and depressed over." No, you don't even know.
The moment it's like, okay, like I'm starting to feel low again. Yeah, I'm out of here.
And it's crazy because you immediately, like it'll creep in you, and then one day you're like, No,
we figured this out.
Like, what the hell?
Right, like we had this under control.
Out of my life right now, because I do not like this.
Block,
feeling.
delete,
yes,
replace.
That is crazy how people have that, and I don't want to call it power, but ability.
Yeah.
To have that much control over your emotions,
because they know how to the way the brain works. So people who are good people, and we just talked about, right? They're in you. There is no will or want to fake something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the person who's a master manipulator and the liar, they don't have a sense of self. So they make up stuff to feel like they have one. It's to the point where they start to believe their lies.
Yeah,
it's a real disorder. Yeah, and so they become so good at it that they don't even have to think about the lie. They can just say it out of their mouth. Yeah. It's very,
I know very like that. Just lie for no reason. I be like,
"What are you lying for?"
like it's raining outside, and I'm like, "It's sunshine." No, it ain't.
No, it's not. It's about to rain.
And I'm like,
"It's about to rain." Yeah. Like, no, it's not.
And you wanna be like, "You are a liar,"
and then they go tell you, see, that's what the problem was wrong with you. And then they start telling you all the things that you already hate about yourself. Yeah. And then you're like, oh my God, like he just pointed out, like, and now that's that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So she was in the beginning emotionally manipulated. And then, like, the whole thing. But as she started to find things, I started to dig. She started recognizing who this person was, and she became livid, and like the whole thing unfolded where she, she took to this. She got the divorce. and found out that he had like other ex-wives he was doing this to, and they're all talking about the same thing with him.
Yeah, that's when
like,
everything comes out. Like,
right. It was
no
so
Diddy.
Ooh.
That's a new thing. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Like, it just starts to come out. Like,
right. What Cat say? Because Diddy be wanting to party, and
no
you got
Diddy.
to tell him no.
You
shout
out to Diddy and his family, because I mean, despite what he's done, it really affects the whole entire family.
The girls, he got
legacy,
2 twins,
all that, the legacy.
Right. And had his sons involved in it. There's a case
allegedly.
file.
Oh yeah, we seen it.
No, I read it from
Here we go.
beginning to
right,
end.
I read it too, because it was a good one. That case, and you know what? You know what was the icing on the cake? Like the last part of it where it says, "And we want a trial by jury."
Oh yes. They
want a trial by jury to consider the settlement. They don't even want just money. Yes. They want a trial by jury.
He going to jail. And if you don't, then it just shows you the world we live in. Yeah. That's how I feel.
I mean,
there's images, there's photos.
Well, I think it's we want a trial by jury for the settlement. Like,
for the settlement, for the money.
But I don't think he would. I mean, I don't know how all that works.
He has to. So like I don't know how literally like this case is a sexual abuse case,
because it's a RICO case now, right? Because there's so many people involved. I think that's what it is, a RICO case, because there's so many people involved. It's so many different because we're saying allegedly, so many allegations involved. You know, between his son and
all these other celebrities,
people, the person getting shot, the police covering it up,
oh my goodness,
the muse and the people holding the money, the people holding the drugs. It's just so much, and I can only imagine the person, I don't know his name, who actually brought the lawsuit. He must be somewhere in South Carolina hiding with his auntie,
terrified,
because
protective custody.
Yeah, because it's so much. But it just goes to show you, like, that bad karma. Ooh. And you see, he probably thought it wasn't going to catch up like that.
Yes, but we already
He probably thought it was going to be, he's whatever. But it affects that. Sometimes that karma affects everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. What's in the dark comes to light. It's going to come to light eventually.
And then having that on your legacy, like when people, I don't know, by the time the kids get older, and then people be like, oh, your daddy was the one who.
Right. These kids have to live with this forever. Forever.
Your daddy. Look, what are we talking about? Oh, I'm sorry, Zay from LA. What's going on in the studio? What y'all doing? We supposed to be on Desperation Dating. Okay, we got it back. All right, y'all do y'all thing out there. So anyway, that's what we get for talking about people we shouldn't be talking about. So we gonna keep moving. So let me ask you a question. So we was talking about this Ciara and Russell. Yes. I called him Simmons.
Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, not Rev Run. Russell Wilson.
Now, when he got let go, and then the news was about him in the mansions, trying to sell a mansion, and the celebrity smug was like, he can't, now they got to afford it, and Ciara doesn't work. And do you think at any moment, well, you said now he has a job.
Yeah, so he had got signed, and let me know if I'm saying it wrong, but I think that he had got let go, and it was only a few weeks waiting period, and then he got picked up by another team. So
Ciara prayer still works.
She still be
praying.
But
he's a praying man too.
He showed they be worshiping together.
Oh really?
Yeah, you ever seen a photo of him like on his knees on his face, and she was just yes.
Wow,
in church.
That's beautiful though.
Yeah, some people was like, why would you take a picture of this? This is a sacred moment. Let them worship God in peace.
Yeah.
But I also thought like, no, like show the world
that celebrities do praise God.
Right. Yeah. And that like this works.
This works.
This works.
Yeah. We going to church?
I be at church every Sunday, okay?
We going to church?
I be at church. I'm going to
church. I'm trying to get back into church, but like, I don't know. COVID kind of showed me how some of these mega churches really were functioning with their money, right?
Yes.
Yes. And so, because I just felt like you shouldn't be showing anything that you have during COVID, and people are paying you. Like don't show your car, don't show your house, don't be like, I'm still blessed. Like during COVID, I felt like you had to be real sensitive and think about people who lost their jobs.
Right.
People were dying, and when you just was like, washing my cars because there's nothing to do, you know, at home, showing all what you got. Like, you may think that's harmless, but other people seeing it. And so I just kind of like, yeah, I ain't trying to. And then a lot of them became so commercialized. Like, when you go back into the building, you got all these lights and cameras. They had to switch to online, which I get. But then it becomes like this whole commercial, and I'm just like, nah, the spirit ain't here. So I don't know. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So
he said he just got picked up by the Steelers.
Oh, got picked up by the Steelers.
Yes.
Thank you.
My bad.
So he that's a good team.
That's why I said it's not a bad thing. He was like he didn't get picked up by the Browns or something.
Yeah. Shout out to Russell Wilson. Yes. And Ciara, is her last name Wilson?
Yes. Okay, Ciara Wilson. That's just how he wrote. I don't remember.
Where Chris Brown at? Shout out Chris Brown. Y'all tell Chris Brown to slide in my DM so he can come over here and dance for us. Because I heard all he does is dance all day long.
Yeah, I believe it.
He be in the kitchen dancing, like dancing.
That's what they do. The dancers be dancing all the time. The singers be singing all the time.
I can dig it. I can dig it. He wake me up in the morning. What's up, Stacey? Stacey Michelle. You need some breakfast? You want some coffee? You want a Starbucks? You just want to lay in the bed. Shout out to Chris Brown. Yo, speaking of Chris Brown, did you see Chris Brown showed his closet on Instagram one day?
It's like a whole like
fucking warehouse. Like,
yes.
Chris Brown, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Why
you know you should be
donation.
You should be auctioning that stuff off, and I'm pretty sure you are. But Chris Brown, really? Chris. That's a little ridiculous.
And I'm like, but I mean, he had like, if he had the money to maintain it, then go ahead. I ain't hating on you.
No, I ain't hating on you. That thing is worse than like Whitney Houston and then all these diva women that would have
like Mariah Carey got a whole separate house dedicated to her closet for almost damn near.
That's what Chris Brown got.
Yeah, she had laminate floors, lighting. I'm like, are we in Macy's?
Chris, this is for Chris. I know we off the topic, but Chris, do you ever wear that stuff twice?
Listen.
Do you ever be like, go and be like, where's my green jacket with the stripe with the pins and my name all over it?
Maybe one. Maybe he like some. Maybe some. Maybe with the shoes.
Because sometimes you go looking for your favorite stuff. Right. So I'm thinking, does he have it organized? I don't know how we got it.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Oh, I don't remember.
He's dancing. Chris Brown. Mm-hmm. How did we get up?
Oh no, I forgot, girl.
It is late.
What time is it?
2:15. Shout out to Chris Brown. Sorry. Shout out to Chris Brown. All right. So anyway, and I think we lost Instagram because I don't think we only have an hour on Instagram.
Okay.
So we lost Instagram, but we're still on Facebook and we're still
tagged.
We're tagged and we're still on.
We're gonna work do it.
YouTube. But anyway, shout out to Chris Brown.
Rolling. Anywho,
inner healing.
Yeah. Let's jump in.
What is inner
healing?
Inner healing.
That's kind of what we talked about when it's like, let's figure out the whys behind our behaviors. Yeah. Let's figure out the whys behind our behaviors and then tend to them. Starting to replace those like I need to identify my triggers.
Yeah.
I need to know what sets me off. I need to know how to place proper boundaries. Because the truth is, and I told this to somebody yesterday, and she just started bawling, and I'm like, this is why I do what I do. But like 9 times out of 10, like your triggers are not your fault.
Yeah.
And once you accept,
I can agree with that.
Once you accept that, like, it's not your fault for why you respond or why you behave how you behave, then it gives you the agency to be different or to do differently. Because if you feel responsible for all the stuff that you've been through or why you act how you act or why you respond how you respond, you're never going to be free from it because you're going to be trying to find ways to like not like, whatever. But like once I recognize and say, you know what, I'm this way and it wasn't my fault why I became this way, but I get to at least now from this point on be who I deserve to be.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's how we gain our inner healing by starting to say, okay, like, who am I for real then? Like, who am I for real? What bothers me? And this is some of my research too that I'm talking about. But like, what doesn't bother me? What do I actually enjoy? Who am I when nobody else is watching.
And those are simple things you can do, like especially with keeping a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are like the basic things you can do.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, because then the real work comes in to when you recognize what triggers me, and then I have to stop and think, what triggered me, how not to react to that trigger,
right,
how to make sure I keep my composure. So the basic thing is, like you said, just why,
right,
who, what, when, why, and
and accepting your truth. Right. My truth is that this bothers me, or this doesn't bother me, or maybe I'm not all the way there yet, and I'm okay with that. Right. Like, for instance, let me give you an example. Okay, for instance, if I'm promiscuous, I just love
the ping.
Yeah, I love it. Like, it brings me joy.
Yeah.
Right. But society says, and people gonna hate me for this. Society says you can't do this if you are, you're a whore.
Yeah.
Right. You can't do this if you are, you like, and for me, I might not even want to be out here doing this really, but it brings me some sort of comfort.
Yeah.
Right. The promiscuity brings me some sort of like, okay, like at least maybe I feel wanted, I feel desired. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. But I can say in my truth, I know this is not who I want to be, but that's where I'm at right now. And then as I grow every day, then I'm one step closer to not being this person.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna accept where I'm at, no matter what anybody thinks about me.
Yeah.
That's real inner healing, and it might not look like it on the outside from other people, but I know in me what's going on, and so maybe. And this is not me, but like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I went from having sex with 5 dudes a week to 4.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah, that's a win. That would be a win, because now you're recognizing, like, oh, I went from, like, anytime you recognize a change, anytime you change, then it's always a win.
Right. And so the outside people, it's like, dang, like she be with everybody. But on the inside, I know that I'm working hard, and I'm taking my win for myself.
Yeah.
And then the next time it'll be 3, and then 2, and then people will then say, I remember when you used to be, but you didn't help me in that process. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Yeah, right.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym, and now you like you talked bad about me, now you're talking good about me, and then you still talking bad about me because you bring up my past.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's why it's important to know who you are and to always do those self-reflections, because when you do those self-reflections, then you can start working on it. Like, that's where the inner healing comes from.
Yeah, I like that. I really do like that. And because I also feel like you're never really truly healed,
because there will always be something.
Yeah.
So trauma is a scar that never fully closes.
Okay.
Right. You can put a Band-Aid on it, wrap it, and so it's like, okay, like now it's good, like it's still there, and it's kind of still hurts sometimes, but like I'm not really too worried about it. It's outside of my, or it might be like, like scabbed up, but it's still a scab once you kind of pick out occasionally, you know what I'm saying?
Like you said, like a scab that leaves a scar mark, you know what I'm saying? Like
scar mark.
Yeah.
But then when you get triggered, it's not like you like it just busted open. That's why I said it never really healed or closed up. Because it's a part of you now. It's always going to be there, and certain things might also remind you or re-trigger you. Like, you're never too far ahead to be re-triggered.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why I feel like communication is very important. And sometimes people think communication is always about talking. Communication is also about listening. Because like I may just want to just be like, I like, not necessarily putting blame on somebody, but just I feel this way because you don't. And I think there's a way where you're not supposed to, because you don't like blame the other person, but I feel this way, and the person listen and not just not want to talk. Right. I mean, because it's okay not to talk. Right. But I mean, listening is part of communication. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But when you don't do any of it, and then you just, oh, I need my peace, I ain't got time to be listening to y'all.
Be my peace. Y'all know how I feel about that already.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I hate
can't
that.
be your peace. I mean, you had it. Of course, you're gonna have peace because you never talk about anything or deal with anything. You know what I'm saying? Which is, to me, is like,
if your woman is your peace, she ain't the one for you. Always, she ain't the one for you, because your partner should be encouraging you to grow. Growth hurts.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Growth hurts.
So I shouldn't be a man's peace.
You can be. You can make him feel peace.
Okay.
while he's growing, but I need to challenge. You need to challenge me.
Oh, okay, challenge.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but
you
would
need
that
to make
be
sure
would that wouldn't be necessarily not peace. That's just more. Well, I guess it depends
because
on
their
the person.
idea of peace.
I guess it depends on the person, right?
Yeah,
I guess
because people's
depends.
idea of peace could be
yeah.
Just sit down and shut up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and I don't like when I get home, I don't want to hear you talk or complain or whatever, this and that and other, or like I don't want to hear about the clothes being on the floor. I know you keep telling me to pick them up, but I don't want to hear it right now because I'm tired because I just got home from work. Okay, cool, but hey, like I understand your frustration, but you also need to understand mine. So let's have this communication because I've been at home all day, right, cleaning up, and then you come back home and do this.
And my thing is, I feel like relationships, they really don't have to be hard.
It don't.
I feel like relationships should be like. I feel like relationships should be fun, like because like, and I know people are like, Stacey, Michelle, like, because in high school you just check the box, do you like me or not, and we go together, and it wasn't like they was messing around because y'all hold hands, everybody knew y'all was going together, you know what I'm saying? And why can't things just be like that? Like,
it's responsibility.
I mean, why can't I just meet a guy and we just exist together?
There's certain expectations, responsibilities.
I mean, well, with all that being said and done, like like expectation. When you say expectation, responsibilities, we talking about people that already got themselves together. Like I'm talking about already established men, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about nobody who's trying to get. Because I'm 48. That's what they got me as. I guess I'll be 48 in November. You know what I'm saying?
And she don't look a day over 20. Like, okay,
48. We ain't just. If you're just coming out of divorce, I understand. But even that, I can't. I can't. But 48, you got to have what I have, and you got to have more. Because as my man, you got to be ahead of me,
right?
And so when I come in, you're uplifting me. And what I mean by uplifting, I'm not meaning you just carrying all the weight. You put me on your back. You're, because of who you are, is uplifting me to be a better person. Like I'm already a good person, but being with you is making me a better person. Just like you being with me is making you a better leader. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I need a man, and it's nothing like a man, girl. Oh my God.
Like it.
I'll be in the store and I'll be in the store, whatever, and you can tell a man, like you could just like I could just, my radar just goes off like, oh my God,
a man. It's the way they walk, the way they carry themselves, the way they speak,
how they just like everything about them is just that energy. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, ooh.
And some men they'll have at least 85% of it or 75% of it, and I can still pick up on that. But because they're lacking that emotional IQ, I'm like, you ain't quite there yet.
No, but I gotta explain to you why you need to communicate with me.
You ain't quite there yet.
I gotta go.
You ain't quite there. You ain't quite there yet.
I gotta go.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. You just gotta. I'm telling you, man, y'all work on any people, men, women, whoever, work on your emotional IQ, and I guarantee you, your life will change. You will look at things totally differently.
Yes,
stuff wouldn't bother you. The jealousy leaves. Because you check yourself. You like, why am I jealous of this person? I don't even know this person. Or why is this person, what they post on Instagram, bothering me? I've been following this person for 10 years. Like, why am I bothered? You know what I'm saying? Why am I hating on? Why do I? You know what I'm saying? And so all of that, nothing really bothers you after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It's really important to be emotionally aware. And this is why we promote therapy. Like, and the idea of therapy is people think that they're gonna go and like the therapist is gonna tell them all their like what you're doing wrong. Here's what you need to do, and it's not that.
Yeah,
the therapist get inside of your brain and show you things that you don't see.
Yeah.
So like you're talking to me, whatever, and I'm just really pretty much reflecting back to you what you just told me, but I'm reframing it so you can see, you can understand exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. And so now that's how you learn how to become emotionally aware, because now you can target and know exactly how you're feeling. Because because a lot of times we don't even know our emotions.
Yeah, and it's okay to be broken as long as you're trying to fix yourself.
Absolutely,
because everybody's broken,
and we're gonna always be broken. So how do you grow? How do you move forward if you don't be broken down again? Every time you move to the next level, you're at the bottom again.
Yeah,
that's what. If you feel like you've arrived somewhere and you're like just there, something wrong. Because once you get there, that means you're at the bottom again. You keep going.
You keep going.
You'll never be able. There's so much to learn in this world.
Yeah.
Especially you're never
when you're interacting with other people.
Yes.
Especially when you're interacting. So
emotional intelligence.
Yeah, emotional intelligence. So very good. Well, Zay, I really enjoyed talking with you tonight.
Yes.
This is really fun having you here
on a plane.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, oh, she's coming at the perfect time because she's the perfect person to talk to because, like I said, we would have great conversations on tag. And this was really a great conversation.
It was.
And fun. Shout out to Chris Brown with the Warehouse Closet. You know what I'm saying? And the dance moves. We appreciate everyone that did attend. And if not, you'll be able to see this because it's saved. It's recorded as well. And so we appreciate the support. And I ain't worried. We ain't worried.
We ain't worried. My man gonna come.
I ain't worried. Yeah.
He gonna be emotionally intelligent.
Shout out to the young man that I hung out with in Target. Fun day. We gotta do that again.
Yes.
We should just post up in Walmart and Target. I don't do Walmart.
Shout out to Walmart. Wally World.
Wally World?
That's what we call it.
Oh, okay. But shout out to everybody that was able to join us, and I appreciate the love and the support again. And thank you for hanging out in Stacey Michelle's corner in the director's guest chair.
It was my pleasure.
It was your pleasure. Very good.
My pleasure.
Next time, y'all, we will be talking to y'all later. Okay. Bye.
See y'all soon.
See you later.
And then for Ted.